It's Thursday, 19th of January 2017. My name is Nita Newman, the Community Heritage Worker for MAID, and I am interviewing Arthur East, who worked at Chance Brothers Glass between 1945 and 1956. Arthur did many jobs and started as an apprentice in 1945 and then worked his way through and was a carpenter, and he maintained and inspected the factory premises on a regular basis right the way until he left. Today, Arthur is going to do an audio tour for us of the Chance Brothers Glassworks factory. Thank you, Arthur.
Right, thank you. Right, okay. We're going to start with the north side of the factory. That was the West Bromwich side, and we're going to start with number 1, which is the 7-storey building, which is marked there. That is still intact, and we're hoping we can use that again eventually. So that was number 1, and then number 2, we built a factory shop on the thoroughfare here, where the employees could buy glass machine stuff that they'd made in the various departments. If you come down the drive here, we got the main offices there. That's number 9, I think, isn't it? No, sorry.
Main offices is number
4.
Yeah.
There, that's it. Number 4 there. That was alongside the
7-storey.
7-storey building. Yes. So we came down there, and then you've got number 4, and then number 5 is up here, and that is the coloured glass section where we made different coloured glasses. And then alongside that, number 6 was the mixing department, where we mixed the sand and limestone and things like arsenic and things like that to feed the furnaces. Number 7, which is here, that is the tunnel that goes over the canal, under the railway bridge, and eventually comes out on the south side of the glassworks. We'll come back to that in a moment or two. Number 8 is the gatehouse, and I believe originally that was the only entrance to the offices, but I've got a feeling that after I left they made a proper entrance. I don't know whether it's still there or not, but it was made so that it was much nicer for visitors and people coming in. You know, it looked more attractive. So that's number 8. Where have we got to now?
And there's the post
room. The post room there. That was quite a very busy place, because we had 2 lots of post. We had an internal post and an external post, and you had to sort the post out each day, perhaps twice a day, and you deliver it to the various departments, and then they would then give you stuff to go back and repost, and sometimes it was posted to GPO, sometimes it was posted to other departments.
Okay, so the traffic office.
The traffic office was number 10. That was there, and that used to do all the paperwork for everything that was either brought in or sent out from the works, and that was quite a busy place as well. And number 11, that's across here. Those are still around, but they're very much dilapidated now. There were, I think, 3 stories there, and I think some of it was warehouses, but the pottery room was there, and that was used for making pots for the optical works, which I'll come to later. They were made by a chappie called Ambrose Humphreys, and but we'll talk about that later on. The Fiesta warehouse, that was number 11, is it?
12.
12 there, yes, that's number 12. That eventually became Fiesta Ware as well, as part of the domestic stuff, number 12. And then number 13 over here is the college yard, that was where all the offcuts of glass and the broken bits were taken, crushed up, and then transferred to the furnaces to be remelted. Number 14, that's there. That was the roll plate. That was on the edge of the canal, and that one they used to do plate glass with wire in mainly. You could either have the Georgian one or the square ones, and that was a massive place with a warehouse and stores on the side of it. Number 15 there was a little entrance from the canal. That's the Brindley Canal, and that used to feed during the war. The canal boats used to come in there. And number 16 is the gas plant, and Chance's made their own gas because we use so much of it. So the coal was brought in on the basin on a canal boat, and then there was a crane that lifted it up and dropped it into the furnaces. Where we got to.
So we got to 16, so we were going to do from 1 to 16 on our little tour.
Is that going to be all right, you think?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just carry on. So go from 1 to 16 on our tour. And then what I'm going to go back to is the mixing, which came up, was quite an interesting thing, where you said they mixed the lime and the arsenic and the sand. Yeah. And that sounds like a job for not the faint-hearted.
No, definitely not. You wore masks. I only went in there a couple of times to repair. They had like a big hopper, and it dropped into the hopper, and then it was sort of mixed in the machine, and then it was brought down in bags or dropped into a big trough, a trolley, and it was quite, it was very bad. I mean, people in there, I should think, probably had lung problems because it was so, it's very dusty, you've only got to knock something and you'd get dust all over the place. But I only went in there a few times. But of course what they used to do, the sand and stuff was all mixed with the collet in some cases, and that was sort of part of it, so it all went into the furnace together. So that was sort of raw materials, and that was material that had already been processed and recycled.
You did mention a lot later on, we'll come to it later, you did mention that there was horses while you were there, and there was a horse and cart, and that would travel up and down. Was there a place where they kept the horses? Were there stables?
They had canal boats pulled by horses in the 1940s. Yes, they did, yeah. But then of course, motorboats came in, and that sort of rather finished the horses, really. And with the horses, they only usually pull about one canal boat at a time. But the engine boats could pull half a dozen boats, one after the other. It's really marvellous, really. Yeah. And when you think about how many tons of stuff there was in the canal boat, and the horse just pulled it, once it started, it just kept going, because there was no flood, no flow of water against it, really. So it was just still water, and the boat just glided through, Yeah, it was quite interesting.
Did you have any encounters with the horses at all?
Yeah, the only other time I mentioned about horses was when we were having the glass removed to the railway station over here. We had horse and carts come in then, and I'll talk about that later on. It's down here. But we didn't have any horses to do much else at all.